If you've ever been to a distillery, you know how special it is for a whiskey fan to walk amongst the stills with all the hustle and bustle of everything going around. But it's got me thinking, does visiting a distillery make you think that whiskey is better than it is? Like, does the memories and the excitement hijack the senses and give it some rose-tinted glasses? Well, today I'm going to challenge that with a Welsh whisky, which I discovered at the Penderyn Distillery, and that is... it's almost too big to fit on the screen. The Penderyn Rich Oak. Welcome back to Jeff Whisky. I'm Jeff, this is Whisky, let's crack on. Jeff Whisky. So I did mention this bottle well over a year ago in my Whisky of the Year for 2021. In that video I had 5 bottles in the running, and due to my sheer professionalism I picked the winner on the night I filmed it, and this one I think came in 4th. Kicking in at number 4, Penderyn Rich Oak. I was so young and fresh back then, makes you sick. So it's about time I talk about it and actually give a full review of this bottle. In truth, my first experience with Penderyn, or is it Penderyn? Let me know down below. But my first experience was an off-putting one, and I had a couple friends round.
You don't have any friends!
And they bought the Penderyn Madeira finish, which is like the bottle that they always have in supermarkets.
You don't have any friends!
Yeah, look at that awful photo I took. That's an A in photography right there. And I really didn't get on with it. It was like a mixture of like overly dry, sour green grapes and like just pure alcohol spirit. I don't think it was like corked in any way, it just really didn't agree with me. But it was made even harder to swallow because the Christmas before my wife got me a voucher to visit that distillery because it's one of the nearest ones to us.
You are setting the bar here.
Either way, after all the lockdowns and that, we finally visited the distillery 2 years later, and it was still, despite my view of my experience of that whiskey, it was still like super exciting to see the magic in person. It's like I'm talking about going to Disney World or something.
Just won the Super Bowl. What are you going to do next?
I'm going to Disney World.
But at the distillery, I managed to get away with trying like 6 or 7 different drams, as you could only have so many people in the shop, so we let others go through first, which meant we was able to test more. And my wife was heavily pregnant and still a star and took me there and back. And I thought it was only fair if I drank hers as well.
Hey, you're a good man for doing this. Good.
They did also kindly, because only one of us was drinking, give us a driver's dram, like a miniature to take home with us. But it was a great experience. I was able to cherry pick the bottles I wanted to try from their range they had available, and I picked the ones that I thought sounded the best, and this one came out on top.
That's what she said.
The distillery really kind of turned around my perceptions after the first taste wasn't so great, and kind of after visiting it's definitely made me pay more of an interest, and I think I've got 3 different bottles now. But on to the Rich Oak. Maybe I should be getting someone more qualified to talk about it and review it.
Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to the Whiskey Cove. And on today's episode we review Penderyn Rich... Say what now? We're doing the review on this, right? That's what he wants us to do. No, he doesn't want us to do the review. So what are we doing with this then? But I brought the grenade and everything. It's not what he wanted. He wants us to slap the ball. Okay, I gotcha. That makes sense. We probably don't need the grenade then for today's episode. So this is the Rich Oak. The 13-year Rich Oak is the one I have. So hopefully this is up to Jeff Whisky's standards there, who also has a fantastic taste in shirts. Big respect right there. So let's get this whiskey ball open right now. And as always, we like to use the grenade. So as you can see, this kind of is just like looking through tar. It is 13 years of beautiful Welsh goodness. Much like myself, but I'm a lot older than 13 years. Let's give it a taste. There's plenty of rich goodness in there. The question is though, is this slap worthy? I'm a Welshman, I love Penderyn, and I love 13-year-old Penderyn. It gets a big old slap from me. Ooh, Jeff Whisky.
Fantastic shirts are the way forward, and for some reason you can always get them really reduced.
I wonder why.
Well, I don't quite have a grenade, but I've got to join in with the old slappity slap. God, this is a weighty old bottle. Right, on to the experience. It is a good looking bottle, and like all the nerd specs are there. It's 46% ABV, natural colour, non-chill filtered. The bottle shape is to reflect the shape of their steel, and it comes in as just shelf friendly, but it's a bit too top heavy and tall for me. My favourite part is these hard to hold wings going down the side. One side has got Welsh gold engraved and the other has a dragon, feathers and a harp, which is really easy to miss and a great little touch. I do think in truth it could benefit from more information being on the label. They've got the thin band at the top and maybe like a really nice ornate second band at the bottom could give it a bit more story about the whiskey, or at least provide us with more facts. But either way, let's get this poured and here goes on the nose. Future Jeff editing this video. I somehow forgot to give it a score for experience. 5 out of 6 Jeffs on experience. It's like a silent one. Straight away, so those midget gem sweets, like I've had them before, melt in my car and it's kind of leave this like hot, gloopy, sugary mess. You've got vanilla ice cream, strawberry bonbons, cream soda. It's quite like a hearty and deep smell. Like, I know you can't smell depth, but it is like deep. Lots of fruit cocktail, salted butter like Lurpak. There's definitely like a cereal woody element, honey and nut Cheerios. I'm getting like a bit of a woody varnish as well, like a thick lacquered wood varnish, a bit spirity.
Want something in the nail varnish?
Once you kind of hit that spirity note, it does kind of take over the nose a little bit, but all these great aromas just hanging underneath it. Overall, it's like a super really solid nose and a real good sniff. I think it's going to have to be 4 out of 6 Jeffs on the nose. Right, no time to waste, let's get to the taste. Cheers. Straight off the bat, you get this like strawberry oaky punch that just kind of whacks you in the throat. A gentle punch.
Punch me in the face.
Okay, now it's getting a bit like a Vimto that's been dropped on the floor. Like, is Vimto fizzy? Like a fizzy, sugary blackcurrant, vanilla, peach yogurt, melon. There's like this little curly zest in there. Okay. Now I'm getting like limes. What's that bottle that the lime comes in when you're at a bar? Like Desperados kind of thing. There's like a lot of great notes, but they kind of all get a little bit muffled over time. You've got like all these nice fruits with some heavy black pepper just lingering at the back, and it's somehow managed to be both light and heavy. Like if you've ever had milk go really off where you get the oily bits at the top and it kind of separates from the thick curds underneath.
Well, that sounds bad when you say it like that.
It doesn't taste like that, but it's like these two flavors are just really separated from each other. There's like a very warming finish, ends with like almost sugar on the lips, like when you eat a donut and you got the sugar on your lips. Yeah. It's a really solid dram, and I think it's going to be getting a good 4 out of 6 Jeffs on the taste. Maybe a 5. No, I'm going to stick with a high 4. But either way, let's talk money. So this bottle was actually a lot more expensive in the distillery shop than I could find it everywhere else online. So like the strict penny pincher I am, I kind of grabbed the best value bottle there that I tried, and I waited for this one to appear on offer online.
Now walk away. Strong and frugal.
I got it for £34 in the end from Master & Malt, which in truth is a brilliant price, and most places it seems to sit and be able to be picked up online between £32 and £49. As of reviewing, I've seen it pop up at £29 on Amazon, which is very tempting to get a replacement. But if we base it at that kind of £40 mark, I think it's a fair price, but it's certainly not the kind of bargain you can get it at. So I think it means it kind of gets a bit of a middle score, or 3 out of 6 Jeffs. Like, if you get it cheaper, 4 out of 6 Jeffs, what I paid for it, 4 out of 6 Jeffs. But looking at it now, as in now I'm filming, by the time this comes out, it could be ridiculous. But yeah, at that £40, 3 out of 6 Jeffs seems fair, even if it is bringing the total score down a bit lower than probably it should be. Either way, coming in, very good, 16 out of 24 Jeffs. It's well above the halfway mark, and it would kind of equate to maybe 6.8 out of 10. I'm debating moving to just like a 10 score and then doing percentages in them. I don't know, let me know if that's something you think would be worthwhile doing. But I would love to know if you tried the Penderyn Rich Oak or any of their releases, and your experiences going with distilleries and kind of changing your mind and your perceptions of a bottle. Down behind me I've got their Portwood release and the Royal Whisky, which is like this beautiful mixture of peat and port. Review coming soon. And if you find yourself in Wales, I would recommend visiting the distillery. I think they have maybe like 3 attractions or like distilleries and warehouses or something that you can visit now. But either way, if you've enjoyed this review, slap the like, subscribe, all that jazz, and if you've hated it, do a dislike. Thanks for watching, all the best, and cheers to the next one.